Welcome back to the Dry Fire Journal. This is day 97, and I'm out here on the range in Linden, so I've been doing some live fire work and some dry fire work. So I don't have a barrel block in. I'm the only person here, but recommend that you use that anytime you dry fire. Today we're going to talk about taking up the slack in our trigger. But before I get to that, I want to tell you two things. First, after this dry fire journal session, the video will fade out, and then I'm going to talk for a little bit about why I'm exploring this firearm as my everyday carry, as opposed to the 365 XL, so stick around for that. Also, check out Mountain Man Medical. Mountain Man Medical is a great company. I use their products every day in my Wilderness Tactical IFAK kit. I use their products at every class that I teach, and the cool part is, when you go to mountainmanmedical.com and you enter in the code REDHAWK at checkout, you get 15% off your order. So check that out as you assess your medical gear for the upcoming year. Today I want to talk about taking up the slack in our trigger. On the P30L, when I rock the slide back and lock it, I can see my trigger reset. Watch this, not reset, but as I rock the slide back, I can see right where, let me see if I can get that left-handed, I can see right where my trigger wants to be in order to fire. I encourage you to check this out on your firearm. Yours might not be as dramatic as this because of the limb and the Gray Guns flat trigger and all that cool stuff. But there is an important thing to note as we are working with our triggers, to know where it wants to be when it rests and where it wants to be right before it fires. You can see my hammer moving because it's a double action gun, but I need to learn this distance really well. And I had to learn this on every firearm. I had to learn this on the 365 XL. I've had to learn this on every gun that I've carried. Have you taken the time to learn by memory of feel where your trigger wants to be right before it fires? If we take up just a little bit of that slack, especially on our first shot, we wind up gaining a whole lot of advantage in accuracy and speed on trigger. This is something that we don't talk about a whole lot, because then we get into, fine-tuning the trigger and doing all those things that we really don't need to do if we know how to grip the gun. But take some time today, I'm going to switch to my right hand, take some time today to just learn this distance. Can you stage your trigger? Can you set your trigger? Can you manipulate your trigger back to the point where it needs to be for your first shot? And as your sights fall where you want them to be and your trigger finger comes into the trigger guard on the draw presentation, can you then bring the trigger back to where it needs to be in order to fire that first shot? This is a small thing that can wind up gaining you a lot of accuracy and a lot of speed on your draw to first shot. So check out your trigger slack today and see what that is for you, for your firearm in your shooting hand, and figure that out. And if you really want to learn it, try doing it with your support hand. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. So I told you we'd be talking a little bit about why I'm exploring this P30L as my everyday carry gun. Number one, capacity. 20 round mag. And I like knowing that I have a reload already in the gun. I also like the grip shape. This grip back here really fills up my hand really well the way I would like it to. Not as awesomely as my Mark 23, but it does fit my hand very, very well. And without any kind of magazine extension, I know that I have a firm 1, 2, 3 finger grip on the frame of the firearm. And so I'm really exploring the advantages of a more full-size or duty-size 9mm. It's not a knock on the 365 XL. I still think it's a phenomenal gun. The other reason why I'm really checking this out is the REDHAWK. When I went to Gabe White's Pistol Shooting Solutions class a couple weeks ago, I think it was now, when it came time to shoot for score, As I presented that 365 XL to the target, and it was really time to shoot well, I found myself bringing my dot up as I wanted to shoot. You know why? I was looking for a red dot. I was looking for this little guy right there because I've spent so many years shooting a dot. I started shooting a dot, I believe, in 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there, and put a whole lot of repetitions with the red dot. And so now I'm trying to hold it so you can see it. That's kind of tricky on camera. But I found myself looking for a red dot whenever it came time to really shoot well. Even though I had put in a couple of months of work on a compact iron-sighted gun, when it came time to shoot more than one shot, I was looking for this in recoil. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I was looking for this in recoil. So why am I talking about this? I think it's really important that we continually pursue which firearm we want to use to protect the lives of the people that we choose to love enough to protect. The 365 XL is a phenomenal gun. If that's your gun, awesome. I'm also considering putting a dot on that gun. I like the compact size for concealability, but I can also conceal this really, really well. And so just giving you some of my thoughts as to why I'm returning to this. And I'm going to give this a legitimate shot for a little while. And then after that, I'm going to go back to Alice, my first love, and see what happens there. So just giving you some thoughts, and I hope this helps you think a little bit. There you go.